Please come to order. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Commissioner of St. Mary's County meeting this date, Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. I am Randy Guy, President and Commissioner of St. Mary's County. I'd like to introduce the other commissioners. Sitting to my right, representing the 1st Commissioner District, which includes Bridge, Piney Point, St. George Island, Mr. Eric Colvin.
Good afternoon.
Representing the 2nd Commissioner District, which includes Leonardtown, Hollywood, Mr. Mike Hewitt.
Good afternoon.
Sitting to my left, representing the 3rd Commissioner District, which includes Charlotte Hall, 7th District, Golden Beach, and Mechanicsville, Mr. Mike Alderson Jr.
Good afternoon.
Representing the 4th Commissioner District, which includes Lexington Park, some of California, Great Mills, and some of Hollywood, Mr. Scott Ostro.
Good afternoon.
Seated next to Commissioner Ostro at the end of the dais is David Weiskopf, our County Administrator.
Afternoon.
On my immediate right is Julia Birch, our Recorder for today. Sitting at the table to my right is our Communications Director, Ms. Jenna Guzman.
Good afternoon.
Our video production team is recording from behind the glass. Please turn your cell phones off or on vibrate. When you come to the presenters table, please approach by coming down the center aisle. And remember, this meeting is being televised, so you need to speak clearly and directly into the microphone for recording purposes. In other words, look good. At this time, everybody please stand for the invocation and pledge. Dear Lord, we thank you for this gathering of our citizens and the commissioners sitting at this dais. We hope that you'll guide us in making us the right decisions to provide comfort and provide needs for our people in St. Mary's County. That's what we're all here about. Amen. Please join the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Next, I need approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
I have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any disapprovals? Ayes have it. Next, we have numerous proclamations. We're going to first start with the Faith in Blue Weekend, then National 4-H, and then we'll have National Case Management Recognition Week. Faith in Blue first.
Can I have you, sir, and you, sir, switch places, just so I can have the tallest gentleman? Sorry.
This picture taking is important so I can get everybody in situation. We ready? Okay. Whereas National Faith in Blue Weekend is celebrated annually to foster stronger connections between law enforcement and the communities they serve and protect, and is being held this year from Friday, October 10th through Monday, October 13th. And whereas this initiative seeks to create an environment where citizens of St. Mary's County can engage with law enforcement officers, fostering mutual respect, understanding, and trust, thereby building bridges towards a safer community. And whereas this year's Faith in Blue event was held on Sunday, October 5th, at the Church of Ascension in Lexington Park, and whereas this event was as an opportunity for unity, collaboration, and community building that will contribute to the betterment of our county. Now, therefore, we, the Commissioner of St. Mary's County, do hereby proclaim Friday, October 10th through Monday, October 13th, 2025, as National Faith in Blue Weekend in St. Mary's County, and encourage our community to participate in National Faith in Blue Weekend activities, demonstrating our shared commitment to building a safer and stronger community. Signed by the Commissioners this date, October 7th, 2025. Say anything? You want to speak? Anybody? No? No speaking? Where's the sheriff at? I know he wants to speak. He's not here. Somebody speak for the captain or two.
Giving the preacher a microphone, an open microphone, is not the best thing that you've ever done. But we just want to say, from the community perspective, thank you for the commission supporting this. This is an opportunity that started really about a handful of years ago when there were certain communities that did not get along with their law enforcement, and it's a national effort. We've been doing this in St. Mary's County for years, and so it's a collaborative effort bringing faith partners, law enforcement partners, community partners together. We had a great turnout last Sunday and look forward to doing it again next year. So thank you.
With that being said, we're all going to look good here and get some pictures taken. Here, thank you for all the work you do for us in the community.
Fit us all up here. So I'm gonna have the adults standing with the commissioners almost against that desk, and I'm gonna have the kids take a step forward. Step forward.
Will you hold this for me? All right. Thank you all for being here today. This is for National 4-H Week 2025, and we've got a great group with us today. This is always a fun proclamation. And it reads, whereas the week of October 5th through 11th, 2025, marks the 83rd annual National 4-H Week celebration and provides an opportunity for all of us to join and raise awareness of this century-old institution serving the young people of our nation and our county. And whereas 4-H is America's largest youth development organization, having supported almost 6 million youth across the country thus far, 4-H helps approximately 1,943 youth in St. Mary's County to become confident, independent, resilient, and compassionate leaders by providing experiences where young people learn through hands-on projects and programs in health, science, agriculture, and citizenship. And whereas National 4-H Week showcases the incredible experiences that 4-H offers young people and highlights the remarkable 4-H youth in St. Mary's County who work each day to make a positive impact on those around them, now, therefore, we, the Commissioners of St. Mary's County, do hereby proclaim the week of October 5th through 11th, 2025, as National 4-H Week in St. Mary's County and encourage all citizens to recognize 4-H for the significant impact they have made and continue to make by empowering youth with the skills they need to lead for a lifetime. Signed, all the Commissioners, this date, October 7th, 2025. So I know that 4-H youth do incredible things. So I want to get each of you to introduce yourself and tell a little bit about what you've done. And then we'll let the adults talk too.
Hi, my name is Delia Vallandingham. I've been in 4-H for 11 years, so since I was 5. And my favorite part of 4-H is 4-H camp, where I'm able to be a 4-H camp counselor, and I'm able to practice leadership skills.
Hi, my name is Ernest Kershaw. I am 8 years old. My favorite project is rabbit showmanship.
I'm Susanna Wathen. I'm 14 years old. I've been in 4-H for 6 years, and I have a pony. I do barrel racing.
Hi, my name is Weaver Kershaw. I'm 11 years old. I've been in 4-H for maybe 6 years. My favorite project is rabbit showmanship.
Say something more.
I'm Barbara Dobbins. I work in the 4-H office as a program management specialist, and we just completed a successful fair, so everybody's celebrating the end of their projects.
I'm Kendall Wathen, just a 4-H mom and volunteer.
Hi, I'm Kathy Kershaw, leader of Tudor Hall 4-H Club. I was also a member of Tudor Hall 4-H Club. We meet in Leonardtown and have a really great group of kids.
Hi, I'm Susan Russell. I am the 4-H educator here in St. Mary's County, and I would like to thank the commissioners for your continued support. Without your support, we wouldn't have all of the chances the kids have to gain life skills, to be able to better themselves, to succeed in the future.
All right, let's get a picture.
Hey, good seeing you again too.
If you're on the taller side, you wouldn't mind circling Have you moved down? Back? Yes, you're looking So I'm going to
All right, very well. So this afternoon, I get to present the Case Management Recognition Week 2025. Whereas case management is a collaborative process of assessment, planning, facilitation, care coordination, evaluation, and advocacy for options and services to meet an individual's and family's comprehensive health needs through communication and available resources to promote safety, quality of care, and cost-effective outcomes. And whereas this year's Case Management Recognition Week theme is Guiding Journeys, reflecting the central role case managers play in navigating care transitions, coordinating complex services, and improving outcomes for individuals, families, and communities. And whereas Case Management Recognition Week is an opportunity to spotlight case managers and caseworkers in St. Mary's County and the value of their service to the community. And whereas case managers and caseworkers in St. Mary's County work tirelessly to ensure populations in need in the community and in long-term care settings have advocates and access to services. Now, therefore, we, the Commissioners of St. Mary's County, do hereby proclaim the week of October 12 through 18, 2025 as Case Management Recognition Week and urge all citizens to thank local case managers and caseworkers for their dedicated service and compassionate care, signed this date by the Commissioners of St. Mary's County.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon. I'm Rebecca Kessler with the St. Mary's County Department of Aging and Human Services. And in sync with multiple case management organizations across the nation, we too in St. Mary's would like to take this opportunity to recognize our case managers. And thank you, commissioners, for allowing us this time today to honor and recognize their compassionate dedication and their hard work to just help our community for better outcomes.
Megan McCaskill with St. Mary's County Department of Social Services. I'm the Child Protective Services Supervisor.
Lachey Wilkerson Chase. I am from SMCIO. I am Supports Planner.
Hi, I'm Terry Prochnow. I'm the Registered Nurse for Department of Social Services.
Good afternoon. I am Gabriela Rivera, Department of Social Service, CPS.
Hi, I'm Rachel Walker. I'm from SMCAL, and I'm also a support planner.
Hi, my name is Kira Moore. I am also from SMCIL, and I am a new support planner.
Hi, Stacy Tobin with Southern Maryland Center for Independent Living, short for SMCIL. I am the HUD 811 case manager.
Hi, I'm Lachelle Love. I'm with the Department of Social Services, and I'm an adult services caseworker.
Hi, I'm Lisa Berry. I am program coordinator with the St. Mary's County Department of Aging and Human Services.
Hi, I'm Victoria Morgan, foster care caseworker, Department of Social Services.
Callie Lineback, St. Mary's Department of Social Services Intake and Adult Services Supervisor.
Michelle Frazier, foster care supervisor, St. Mary's County Department of Social Services.
Good afternoon. I'm Landis Lockett with the Department of Aging and Human Services. I'm with the Home and Community-Based Service Division. I'm the program coordinator.
Good afternoon. I'm Brandy Tully, Deputy Director with the Department of Aging and Human Services. I also just wanted to take a moment to thank the staff in our department and our partner agencies who do this hard work of case management. I think we all know, maybe from even experience in your personal lives, how difficult it can be to connect to resources and to navigate the complex healthcare system and human services world, and these people do an excellent job at it. So thank you for all your work.
Thank you all for everything you all do.
Guess we got to put it back together, huh?
One part's over. Let's get to work.
Okay, we go right into County Administrator time.
Thank you, Commissioner President Guy. We'll start today, as we always do, with the draft agendas for October 21st and October 28th. There will be no meeting on October 14th. On Tuesday, October 21st, you'll start at your normal time and place, followed by 4 proclamations, one for Domestic Violence Awareness Month, a National Disability Employment Awareness Month, Economic Development Week, and Red Ribbon Week, the Health Department and Southern Maryland Young Marines, followed by an annual Disabilities Award Ceremony, County Administrator time, Commissioner time, and then closed session for personnel, and then adjourn. On Tuesday, October 28th, there will be a joint meeting of the Commissioners of St. Mary's County and the St. Mary's County Board of Education right here at 9 a.m. And then you'll adjourn, and then you'll come back at 10:45 for your regular meeting, followed by 2 proclamations, Breast Cancer Awareness Month and World Sustainability Day, followed by a commendation for Sarah Fitzgerald, a volunteer, followed by County Administrator time, Commissioner time, and then adjourn. And first up on the docket today is the Department of Public Works and Transport. We have moved that to October 21st. My forgiveness. Department of Human Resources with Everside regarding the health clinic contract amendment. Director Catherine Pratson and Captain Russell from the Sheriff's Office. Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Today we're requesting approval to amend the contract that we've signed with the Everside Health Center, and the contract, or the amendment rather, would allow for the provision of pre-employment services for the Sheriff's Office. Our experience with the health center has been very positive. The average approval rating is 98.1% of the people that have been using the health center, and currently the utilization is around 17.9%. And employees, dependents, retirees, and dependents who are enrolled in our Care First plan are eligible to use the health center. So we've been very intentional, meeting all weekly, in fact, to come up with strategies to increase utilization, because it's very clear that the people who use the center are quite pleased. And we think that these occupational services is just one strategy to get people into the center. And then hopefully they'll stay for things beyond their pre-employment.
So when it says here that the Sheriff's Department is going to pay for this, it's very nice of you.
You're welcome.
So tell me, though, what is an occupational health plan? Tell me what's that involved? I know what I read here. What's that?
So my involvement with this has been, from a pre-employment when I first got hired 28 years ago. So it would be a consistency in tracking your medical, care from the beginning, an option for employees to have. But also with being a member of the emergency services team, there's annual physicals that are required for wearing SCBAs, being put in those dynamic situations that require annual physicals, which were traditionally done through the detention center medical company. But this would be a way of having permanent records, and physicians and medical staff track an employee through their career to see trends, or just have a more personal relationship with a caregiver, both for us and the EMS as well.
Yeah.
Tell me, who's going to be involved? All county employees, or just the Sheriff's Department? Who's involved?
Well, so currently we're using the health center for pre-employment for county employees.
So for everybody?
Mm-hmm. And it also is an opportunity for people for a first report of a workers' comp injury, if they want to go there. And some of the services that sworn personnel need are just beyond what we had in the original contract. And so that's the reason for the amendment. And then we also use the Center for DOT physicals. And people that are commercial drivers for the county need to have physicals periodically, and they provide those services for us as well.
Okay, last question. Would there be some type of a savings because we're not doing it the old way anymore? And would there be some, what are we remedying? What's the remedy that we're doing
So
here?
the hope is more consistent services, more professional services, and then also, particularly for our new hires, one of the reasons for the clinic is that it's so difficult to get a primary care physician. So if you introduce someone that's new to the area, that's a new hire, they could conceivably use the clinic for their services outside of pre-employment. And then that diverts people from an urgent care, from an emergency room, and certainly helps us save money on our insurance plan.
Would it save you if somebody had a pre-existing condition and they came to work for us and then that condition popped up and we didn't know about it? Would it save stuff like that?
So there are screening forms that have to be completed, and yes, if something's identified, we would be made aware.
Okay.
But that's, I like that. This helps get people introduced to it a little bit earlier, and hopefully they will make use of this center and save the county, and it helps them, and it helps the community as a whole. This is good.
Yep, they can come back and tell their peers and their family members. And again, the feedback from people that use the center is quite positive.
Well, I move to approve the amendment expanding occupational health services at the St. Mary's Health Center and authorize the Commissioner-President to sign the related documents.
Second. I have a first and second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you all.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
That's all?
Wow, this is great. Well, we'll go right into Commissioner time. We'll start with Commissioner Hewitt today.
Oh, goodness, thank you. Well, I was out of town this past week. There was a lot going on, and I'm sorry I hadn't missed the Osprey Gala, Blessing of the Fleet, and some of the other activities going on in my district here in Leonardtown. But I was visiting family up in Maine, and one of the things that's I like to talk about when I visit other parts of this country is what's going on in Portland, what's going on in Freeport, what's going on in other parts of the country. And number one thing I hear from people that, and what's the term, affectionately call them maniacs, is that cost of living, rent's too high. Cost of living's too high, food's too high. It's a common complaint everywhere we go. Same thing in St. Mary's County, of course. We're trying to look at it. Now, that morphs into this Comp 2050 plan we've been working on for quite a while. Had a opportunity to speak with our consultant yesterday regarding it, and there's certain things that I think that we need to make sure we take into account as we move forward with this comp plan. I was telling the consultant yesterday. There's certain things that the commissioners can do or have influence on, and there's certain things we do not. And the things that we do not have a big influence on the development of this county. First thing, let's say, is the town of Leonardtown. It's an independent municipality, has its own planning and zoning, its own, obviously, the mayor, town council, and they operate kind of outside of what the county requires in land use and growth management. And I was surprised to learn the other night at the SHA Roadshow meeting that they're having another additional 700 homes being built, along with the 303 that are being built on Hollywood Leonardtown Road. And that's over 1,000 homes. That's going to be a big impact. And I told the consultant we need to make sure we take this into account. Because when we're talking about our traffic issues or demands on our EMS or our police or our schools, these things need to be factored in. And it's really not something that the commissioners can influence. I mean, they have their town council, they make their own rules per se. Now, obviously, they're partners with us, and that's a good thing. But I think what we need to do is have more synergy. Another one is SHA, State Highway Administration. We had the road show the other night. And what we tend to talk about is how we see a lot of talk and no action. Sorry to say it that way, but that's my opinion. And what we hear people say, there's too much development in the northern part of the county with the traffic lights, excuse me, with the convenience stores, the gas stations. It's mainly, we need SHA to help us with the road that needs to be improved. And maybe they can do something about the number of traffic lights, or maybe force developers to build side alternative roads, service roads, that take traffic off of Route 5 in that area. Again, we can't control SHA. Last thing is Metcom. Consultant talked about water and sewer and where it's going. I said, well, commissioners really have no influence on Metcom other than we approve their debt and we appoint their board of directors. So as we go forth with this 2050 plan and we kind of starting to wind down, we're trying to think maybe we can have this thing ready by spring or early summer of 2026, not long from now. There's some important decisions that need to be made, and hopefully we can get our partners who we cannot control to be part of the program and help us give a good plan. Thank you.
Thank you. Eric.
Very good. Well, thank you, Commissioner President Guy. I'm going to start with the bad. Government shutdown. It's still going on. It's ridiculous. It's unacceptable. Congress really needs to do their job. It has impacts. It has impacts across the country, but it has impacts locally to some of our co-workers on the base, to just people who commute to work jobs in D.C. It's unfortunate. There's no reason for it. Their number one job is to pass a budget, and they haven't passed a budget since Clinton was president, but at least get a continuing resolution. Let's get something going here. But I want to move on to good. There's a lot of good stuff that happened this past weekend. The Osprey Gala was great. I heard really good reports about the blessing of the fleet and the tractor parade in Leonardtown on Sunday. The Scarecrow competition is going on in Leonardtown. So if you get a chance, go through, check that out, and you can vote on which scarecrows you like the best. I know there's a lot of work that goes into them. Remember, don't touch, just look. But there's a lot of good work there and a lot of good stuff. This morning, since our schedule is a little weird today, it's very strange to have an afternoon meeting like this, but we had a free morning, and I was able to sit down and meet the leadership of the Offshore Aviation Group company, OAG. Now, this is the group that has purchased the Piney Point terminals, the old Stewart Petroleum place there, and they have a lot of work ahead of them. They put out a press release a couple weeks ago, and it got people excited and interested and nervous, understandably, because they're looking to potentially reopen the airport that existed there. But what they're looking to do, they have a really good plan, and so the community needs to just be willing to hear them out. They're testing UAVs, and it's not going to be a commercial BWI airport. That is not what they're looking to do. And what's interesting to learn is they've already been operating in that area for 8-10 years. They've worked out of the Harry Lundberg facilities. They have long-standing agreements with the Navy to be able to use airspace. They do some really good stuff. And they're going to be cleaning up that site. They're going to remove that horrible-looking pipeline that is headed out back behind the museum there and out into the waterway. They're going to just clean up the facility there, and that's a good thing. They are a great community partner, and they've got a lot of plans to move forward with that, and they really are going to have minimal impact on the neighbors, and they want to be good neighbors. So I was very heartened to hear that, and it's going to be a really good partnership with a lot of entities going forward. This coming weekend, you don't want to miss this. It's the Cosmic Symphony Concert happening down at the Dodge Performing Arts Center in St. Mary's College at 3 p.m. It's a free event on Sunday, 3 p.m. Their concerts are always great. They do a really good job, and it's their 30th anniversary birthday, so it's going to be a really fun concert. And then next weekend, Optimus Prime is coming back to St. Mary's County. Now, I was really excited. I think the whole county was excited that Dyson's Building Center unveiled their new SpongeBob costume for this Halloween, and it is Optimus Prime because they're one of the sponsors for bringing Optimus Prime back to the county. And he goes around to a couple different schools and does anti-bullying messages, but he's going to be at the Patuxent River Naval Air Museum 2 days. You can get tickets to go and see him, Optimus Prime. This truck, it's beautiful. And it's going to be, my understanding, is one of the largest, if not the largest, gathering of Transformers cosplayers on the eastern seaboard. There's going to be a lot of other fun things there to see, so you're definitely not going to want to miss that. So check that out if you get a chance. With that, I hope everyone has a great week. Thank you.
Mr. Alderson.
Thank you. So let me start off by saying it's just been fantastic weather the past couple of days, and really waiting for the weather to get to the point where I can just finally turn the air conditioning off and just leave it off because this time of year is great. I do want to say a little bit about the blessing of the fleet. It was down at Leonardtown Wharf this year. As everybody knows, we are in the process of working on getting a new museum built. We had the blessing of fleet on those grounds, and obviously for construction reasons we can't do it. There was a pretty good turnout. I would have loved to have seen more, but like Commissioners Hewitt and Colvin said, there's just so much going on every weekend in the month of October. It's probably, I want to say it's probably our busiest month of the year as far as weekend events to get out there and see what's going on in the world. I did not make it to the antique tractor parade on Sunday. I remember taking my boys there when they're much younger, and Circle of Life moment coming up here within a couple years. My youngest son is going to take his Pop-Ups 1952 John Deere 620 and run that in the parade in a couple years. We have to do a little work to it, and we're gonna. He's really looking forward to that. Everybody knows the Oyster Festival's coming up in a couple of weeks. Definitely looking forward to that. There's an outfit out of the Northern Neck who comes over and does smoked oysters, and they are just absolutely amazing. I can't wait for those guys to show up again. Saturday, car show down at Ridge American Legion. The reason I bring that up is because I'm from that end of the county, obviously, and of course it's a car show. And I do believe Chopticon High School is having one as a fundraiser on the same day. That one starts at 10 a.m., I do believe. Might have to look into that a little deeper. So this time of year, everybody knows especially if you've been in the county for any period of time, it's time for the beans and the corn to start coming out. And so we get a lot of combine and tractor traffic on the roads. And what I need everybody to understand is that combines are big pieces of equipment. You know, they usually have a truck behind them pulling the header, and the combine itself is going down the road without a header. That being said, when you're coming downhill and you have this solid line on your side of the road, do not pass the combine. I was almost hit head on yesterday by one car. But one truck, he decided that he had to get to Clements quicker than I had to get to Morganza, and I ended up on the shoulder. I guess no harm, no foul, but you know, the solid lines still apply to you. And this morning, same thing. Luckily, I had a nice shoulder to work with, and It's just a matter of looking forward and expecting that. So please be cognizant of the equipment out there on the roads as they're starting to pull their crops out. No need for anybody to get wrecked up just to take, 15 seconds to hit the brakes for, a moment to go around safely. And if you follow the news beyond the shutdown that is ridiculous, like Commissioner Coleman said, you follow the news and you heard the reports out of Virginia and the Virginia Attorney General's race, where one of the candidates made some horrific statements about a political opponent and his family. There is absolutely no reason for this. You can have a disagreement on principles and policies. It does not need to come to violence. And my personal view, the candidate who said these things needs to absolutely drop out of the race and basically disappear from public life and just go live on a hillside somewhere by himself. Everybody wants to tone down the rhetoric, but then we start putting, emails and texts come up that say these things. It's absolutely inexcusable. And we can be better because we used to be a decent society. And for some reason, our ideologies cloud our brains and start causing rot and come out with stuff like this. There's no place for that in our society. And with that, I will pass that on.
Hey, Scott.
Well, how do I follow that up? This was a very busy weekend. I did have the opportunity to attend the Osprey Gala. It's always a great time to get out and support the Clements 100 out there and all that they do on that island. So that was a lot of fun, and that was Friday evening, and then I got up bright and early Saturday morning and went out and did the fourth annual Great Mills Road cleanup. We had a very large crew out there. We cleaned my team. I was in Group 4, and we were the ones who got to go all the way from the Church of the Ascension to Route 5 and back. So that was. It was a lot, but one thing I have noticed that over the years of doing this, it's a lot cleaner out there on Great Mills Road. Every year we come back. I remember the first year we did this, and there was a lot. There was a lot of trash that we all picked up and pulled off. And this year, not nearly as much. So I've seen a decrease over the years of what we're picking up and putting out there. So that's a really good thing. So looking forward already to next year, even though I do not want to be in Group 4 again. I'm too old to walk that far. Let's see, and then after the Great Mills Road cleanup, and it was a warm day out there too, and then after the Great Mills Road cleanup, I came home, got cleaned up, and my wife and I were able to go to the birthday celebration for Pastor Roderick McClanahan, his 66th birthday. He's been pastoring First Missionary Baptist Church here in Lexington Park for 27 years. He's just a phenomenal gentleman and does so much in the community. So I just want to give you a shout out, Pastor McClanahan. Thank you for all that you do, and many, many, many more happy birthdays to you. On a really good note, I put something out on Facebook about this a week or so ago. Got a lot of response on Facebook for it. The people who own St. Mary's Square Shopping Center have agreed to put a substantial amount of money into a renovation of that square. So they've already started the work. They're out there doing the main cleanup right now, getting rid of all the trash, all the old tires, everything from back and around behind. It's going to be an absolute beautiful shopping center when it's done. We're going to have new facades. They're going to resurface the parking lot. They won't be replacing the entire parking lot, but it will be fully resurfaced, restriped, and no more potholes. So that's going to be fantastic, and they're going to be doing a lot of other things on that square. So it's going to be over the next several months that we're going to start seeing a huge difference in that St. Mary's Square parking lot and the whole center. So really excited about that, and we're just keeping our county moving forward, and we are working hard to revitalize Lexington Park. This coming weekend, We have on Friday, the 10th, from, what do I got here, 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. We've got the Health and Wellness Fair at the Smart Building on Airport for the University of Maryland Smart Building. That's hosted by our Health and Human Services, Department of Aging and Human Services. And there you can go out and you can get a free health screening. They're going to be doing flu shots. You can get your hearing checked. You can walk around and talk to different people and understand different health challenges. So I encourage everybody to get out to that and check that out and go get your health screening, get the flu shot if you haven't gotten it. It's going to be all in one central location. It's always a good time to go out there. I'll be out there at some point in time on Friday as well. And I hope everybody has a safe rest of the week. Tune back in tonight. We're having our annual meeting with our delegation this evening at 6 o'clock. And so tune back in for that and find out what's going to be happening up in Annapolis this coming 6:30? 6:30. So find out what's happening up in Annapolis and what they're going to be working on. And so tune back in at 6:30. And as always, this weekend, it's going to be some beautiful weather again this weekend. Get out, shop local, enjoy beautiful St. Mary's. We still have all of our farmers markets going on in and around the county, and there's lots of things happening every weekend in October. So get out, enjoy the county, support local, and we'll see you all back here at 6:30.
Very good. Thanks, Commissioners. Yeah, I had a chance to go to the Antique Tractor Parade downtown Leonardtown, and also to look at all the scarecrow displays. Some really unbelievable ones. I can't remember the name of it was on the side of the old Bell Motor Company building. It had like a motorcycle in a cage by some firework, some ironwork company. And I said, wow, unbelievable. So some of the displays were really good. I was disappointed, though. I didn't see too many of usually our county departments put a lot up. But I don't think I saw any from the county departments. Man. So I was surprised. But there was a lot of good ones out there. And for those that get back there, you go look at it right now still. And you got to go into their app to vote on which you think is the best display. So some very good ones out there to look at. So take time to do that. Also, and that was all happening Sunday. Great, a remarkable number of tractors that showed up for that antique parade. Some very old and some well-kept tractors out there to see. Now, the Oyster Festival is 18th and 19th. This is a nationally recognized oyster shucking contest, believe it or not. These men and women who compete in this end up going to Ireland for the international shucking contest. So these are some very professional and well-done people. So also, we have another new store opening up in Leonardtown. Got a new Wise store will be opening up. I think the open to the public on the 17th of October at 7 a.m., but we have a ribbon cutting, I think, the 15th for the new store. So I thank them for taking part and bringing some more competitive marketing to our area. It's great to see. With all that being said, I have now looked for adjournment. Adjourn. We'll see you at 2 p.m. for the Association of Counties and at 6:30 for the meeting with the commissioners and our St. Mary's County delegates. 6:30.